What's up, my MissEJLouie family? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today's video is going to be a review on my new Charlotte Tilbury purchases that I got in Seattle. If you haven't checked out my vlog, you should click right here and check it out because it's super fun. Been doing so much fashion stuff, so I want to do a little bit of a beauty break for this week. I'm going to show you guys some swatcheroos, give you my opinion, and then show you guys a full look with all three of these items. I've never tried Charlotte Tilbury before I got this little mini haul in Seattle. I know everyone loves her brand and I was so excited to try it for the first time. I'll include every item that I use in today's video down below in the description bar. If the Charlotte Tilbury items are a little bit out of your price range, I'll link alternative, cheaper solutions for you guys. And let's get started. First item that I purchased is the Charlotte Tilbury color-coded eyeshadow luxury palette in the Dolce Vita. The lady at the counter actually said that she made this specific eyeshadow palette for herself and her beautiful eyes, so that was the first thing that drew that to me. And the second thing that drew me in was obviously these are just the most quintessential perfect fall colors. They're so warm, and these are actually colors that I would use every day all year round. On the back of the actual eye palette itself, she gives you a little bit of a guide, so it tells you what purpose each eyeshadow serves. So for number one, you've got the prime color, which is this gorgeous, creamy, slightly pinky pearlescent color. The next one is this burgundy color right here, which is the enhancing color. It's a warm burgundy color that's not too reddish, so you look like you have it's a pink eye. The third one is this smoke color. It's a beautiful, dark, kind of like brown color that's a great defining color for the outer V's of your eyes. And then the last pan is her pop color, which is a beautiful chocolatey sparkle color with a golden sheen. This guy is definitely a splurge for 4 different colors. This one costs $52, but I have to say the blendability, the opacity, the richness, and just the fact that I don't have any colors like this was a reason why I really liked it. For my second Charlotte Tilbury item, this is the Rock and Coal Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil, and I got it in Barbarella Brown. I think I actually asked for the black color. She just gave me the wrong one, but I ended up really liking it. I think it worked really well with the eyeshadow palette. The selling point of this eyeliner is that you get the richness and the fluidity of a liquid eyeliner, and you really only need to drag it across your lid just once or twice to get a very rich, deep, intense color, but you just get it in the familiarity of a typical eye pencil. This pencil is $27, so it's definitely a crazy splurge. I honestly have to say, out of the 3 items, this is my least favorite. I think it did wow me, but for the price, I think that there are a lot of other alternatives that you can go with in this one, but I'm still going to show you guys what it looks like today in the final look. So just wanted to tell you guys my true opinion here. And for my last item and favorite item out of my little mini haul here, I got the Charlotte Tilbury KISSING Fallen from the Lipstick Tree lipstick in Stone Rose. And if you guys have seen my channel for a really long time, you guys know I don't really wear lipstick. I'm not really into lip color, and I have to say I finally found the lip color to end all lip colors. Definitely the best investment out of the 3 items that I got. This one was $32. It's this gorgeous rose color with a little bit of like more brown undertones, so it's a little bit more nude, but still warm and rosy at the same time. It's not too dark, it's not too light. It almost looks like my lip color, but just a little bit more enhanced, and it has the moisturizing power of a lip balm with the like pigment intensity of a regular lipstick. So I am just so in love with this. I can wear it with any type of eyeshadow look every day. Even if I don't have any makeup on, I just do a little bit of a pat with this on my finger, and I just look very polished and put together, and my lips just look fabulous. So that does it for the 3 items that I got in Seattle. I'm going to show you guys a full look now. Final thoughts, I think that her stuff is very high premium. Obviously, it also comes at a high price. I think that the quality of the eyeshadow and the lipstick is very well worth it. I know it's going to last a long time, so I could get a lot of bang for my buck. But for the eyeliner, that would probably be the thing that maybe I would skip on. So, yeah, on that note, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Alright guys, so I'm starting off with a pre-made face. I already got my foundation on and all that. For those of you who are interested, I use 3 things. I use the Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation in number 103 True Ivory. For concealer, I use my favorite Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in Neutralizer. And then I applied everything with this kind of knockoff beauty blender. I've been trashing my beauty blenders out, and I just can't afford to do $20 every single time I need a new one. So I found these off Amazon. I got a huge bag for like $15. and it's a totally different kind of consistency. It's more dense, but it really does the job, and it's just so much cheaper. I actually really love this one. Next up, I like to prep my eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow potion, and this is the anti-aging formula. I'm going to just grab a little dab and put that on my eyes to let that dry. So as my potion is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my eyebrows. I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This stuff is the bomb. I'm using the color Soft Brown, and then I like to actually use it with the Anastasia number 12 brush. It's got both the spoolie and the eyebrow brush on one thingamadoodah. And then I start in the inner corner and just do kind of like short strokes to fill in all the sparse areas. I actually have some pretty rowdy brows right now, so I'm just gonna kind of do longer strokes to have a little bit more of a defined edge along the bottom. And then I like to kind of finish it off with like a nice slightly elongated tail. I like to use a spoolie and just gently brush the hairs upward. Moving on to the other side, I'll do the same thing. Alright, I think the eyebrows are on fleek. They are as fleek as they can possibly fleek. So let's go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow. I like to start with my 785 Bdellium Fluffy Brush. This is kind of like a dupe for the MAC 224. I personally like the Bdellium a little bit more because it's a little bit more fluffy and I get more of like an airbrush look, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. I know that Charlotte says to start with this one to create a base, but honestly I don't like to put a super light color all over my lids. I think it just looks a little bit too made up, so I go ahead and start with the burgundy color right here, the enhanced color. Kind of just dab that left and right and slowly build the color towards the center of the eye. What I like to do at this step, whenever I actually deposit the color onto the eyelid, I move onto this brush. This is the Bdellium 787 brush. This one is actually a contouring brush, I believe, but I use it to diffuse all of the outer edges into a nice thin veil. I call this guy Big Daddy. I love it. I literally just use the soft bristles and go left and right and use this to really diffuse the color out. So I kind of do that and make sure that the color is slightly winged out a little bit beyond my eye. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye real quick. I love these Bdellium brushes because they are so affordable, and I think I've literally had them since I was in college. I've had them for like over 5-6 years, and they've all lasted so well, and they apply just as great as a lot of the name brand brushes. So I can't stop recommending these. This is a personal favorite of mine. Alright guys, so I have my burgundy foundation here. I'm not really too worried about how far the burgundy comes to the inside of my lid because I'm going to go over it with a really bright highlighter and kind of erase the darkness back. You'll see in a little bit. While we're in the burgundy section, I like to take my MAC 217 brush. This is a flat dome-shaped brush, and then drag the color down a little bit into my lower lash line, just like this. Sticking with my MAC 217 brush, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the actual smoke color. For this color, I'm really just going to concentrate it into this area right here in the outer third of my eye, just to create that intensity and the dimension. I'm just going to kind of pat that color on. I then use a flat angle of the brush to kind of drag that olive color into the center of my eye just to accentuate the crease. I've got really tiny lids, so I like to just have a nice pretty halo of my base color and the smoke right behind the lash line. I then take my Big Daddy 787 brush and then diffuse all of that color again. And I'm going to copy the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, so here's where I'm at after the smoke color. As you can see, there's not a definitive distinction between the burgundy and the olive brown. It kind of just melts and diffuses together to a very beautiful warm color. We're going to go ahead and move on to this quadrant, the party quadrant. I'm going to go back to my 787 Bdellium brush and pat this into this beautiful eyeshadow here. So I'm going to just lightly pat that onto my lid. I have to go a little bit higher with it on the center of the lid just to make my eyes look a little bit bigger and pop a little more. And then kind of fade it out towards the bottom lash line on the outer edges. I then quickly go back to my 217 brush from MAC and dip a little bit and drag that onto the lower lash line. Alright, and last but not least, let's move on to this beautiful, creamy, slightly pinky pearlescent color. I'm going to use this to kind of retrace the highlight and give a lot of brightness into the inner corners of my eye. I am using my Bdellium 780 pencil brush for this. I like something that has a little bit more of a denser packed brush and is smaller to get into the little crevices here and just give me a little bit more ability to do some more detailing. So I dipped it into the pearlescent powder, and then I like to slowly do back and forth motions and place that powder under the inners of my eye and start moving out towards the center. I feel like I do it a little bit backwards than most people, but I at least wanted to show you guys my true method of insanity here. So I apply the highlight to my inner tear ducts and I stop around halfway through my eyelid, and then I drag that along the lash line until it meets the burgundy on the outer half of my lower lash line. I then go ahead and grab my 785 for the very last time to diffuse the highlight into the smoky color. It really is just a gentle few strokes. And then as you can see, I like to drag the dark color into the inner corners of my eyelashes so that when I open my eyes, I still have that smoky veil throughout the eyelid and makes it look a little bit more sultry. Alright guys, so that does it for the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to move on to the Rock and Roll Iconic Eyeliner, and I like to start in the outer corner and kind of drag that cat eye to as long as I want it first. This is kind of like my blueprint for the rest of my eyeliner. I then take the eyeliner and go back to that outer corner and drag the color in to my lash line. And that empty space in between, like that triangle, I like to just fill that in with long strokes. Do the same for this eye. Then I'll take the same pencil and drag the color just slightly down in my lower lash line and focus it only on the outer thirds of my lower lash line, just like that. Alright, so this is the completed Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita eyeshadow palette with the Barbarella Brown Iconic Kohl eyeliner. Now I'm going to curl my lashes with my Shoot Amira eyelash curler, the best one for Asian eyes. And then I'm going to use my favorite Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara in black and do many coats of it. Alright guys, so the eyes are completely done now. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. My tried and true favorite bronzer has got to be the Benefit Hoola. I use this with a Sonia Kashuk fan brush and define my cheekbones with the little contouring. I then lightly kind of brush the excess into my hairline here just to shorten the width of my face because I have such a wide, fat, square face. For my blush, it's gotta be the Benefit Rockateur blush. Maybe one day I'll try a different blush, but for now it's just gonna be Rockateur till the day I die. And I'll use my favorite Sephora Pro number 49 angled blush brush to apply the Rockateur right above that Hoola contouring bronzer. Next, I like to settle the entire face with my favorite finishing powder. This is the Tarte Smooth Operator Finishing Amazonian Clay Powder. I use the Real Techniques blush brush. I know it's supposed to be for blush, but it's so big. I actually like to use it as my finishing powder brush. And last but not least, let's finish everything off with my favorite lipstick in the color Stoned Rose. And this color, I think, was made for every single skin tone. It's just the most perfect, beautiful neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Alright, and that is that, people. This is the finished look. I love this palette. It's so gorgeous. It's perfect for fall, but it's also universal enough to wear it throughout other seasons. Please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy my beauty stuff along with my fashion stuff. Thank you guys so much again for getting me to 50,000 subscribers. This is such a huge milestone of mine, and I feel like I got there so quickly in the past few months. Obviously, I could not have gotten to this point without all of your guys' love and constant support. Every single week is just a flood of love from you guys, and I'm like almost speechless with how excited and happy I am. So I freaking love you guys. I'm starting to gather all the goodies for the 50,000 subby giveaway. It will be coming in November, and I'll also be doing like a little Q&A about myself along with a big channel announcement. So you don't want to miss out on that. If you happen to not be a subscriber, you can also show some love and join the MissEJLouie family by clicking the red button right here. And so on the notes, I'll see you next Thursday. Bye!